and I told her that I would turn a senseless murder into something meaningful for society. I want to thank the entire community tonight for assisting me in fulfilling this promise. However, tonight is not just about Jane. Tonight is about us as a community standing in solidarity against crime. Tonight is not about politics or personal agendas, but about how we feel as a community and where we currently find ourselves and where we need to go from here. This evening has turned out a little different to what we originally planned. I must bring to your attention that an attempt was made less than 24 hours ago by high-ranking officials to undermine tonight's proceedings, but obviously they failed. Thank you, Tony, and everyone else responsible for saving this beautiful day. Would it not be great if these authorities would rather use their powers and time to fight crime instead of trying to play political games with us in an attempt to further their own careers? On behalf of the community, I would like to thank every local police officer, members of our armed response units, as well as the BKM members for their cooperation, efforts within our community, whom they so unselfishly serve and dedicate their lives to. We simply cannot do without you. While trying their best, absolute best, the South African police have to endure our criticism every day of their lives with very little praise. That includes me, for which I apologize. They have also constantly have to put up political agendas of their own superiors, which makes their task even more difficult. But I would like to ensure the police tonight that our criticism is often born out of frustration for the system and that it is not meant on a personal level. Thank you for your unselfish sacrifices 24 hours a day. Now for the good news. Bergvliet, Kreupelbosch, Meadowridge, as well as the rest of Cape Town, belongs to us, the innocent, tax-paying, law-abiding citizens, and will never be taken over or ruled by the criminal element, as they will always remain in the minority. Neighborhood watches have become a necessity, an institution, and are here to stay. We must guard against taking them for granted and falling back into our comfort zones. We do not need another murder in our valleys, such as Jane's, to wake us up and remind us of our actual situation, because by then it is too late. It is therefore very important to always remember that the only difference between an armed robbery and a murder is whether the shot was fired or not. Never ever forget that. I certainly will not. Like any successful organization, we are compelled to supply both the labor and the finance to run BKM successfully. No one is going to assist us, least of all the government, who at times even feels threatened by our presence, success, and the role we play within our respective communities. What a shame. What is the solution, and what do we need for the way forward? Well, if there's anything that we've learned from the ANC during the past 16 years, is that power lies in numbers. And we should take that to heart, because we need to stand together and become more proactive if we want to live in a safe, crime-free suburb. Unfortunately, it has become a privilege one has to work and to pay for, and no longer a right like it used to be in the past. Stop leaving the dirty work for the next person to do. Get involved. We need to focus on the following. What do we need? First of all, we need everybody. Secondly, we need patrollers for BKM 24/7. The more patrollers we have, the easier the task becomes and the safer the BKM area becomes. We certainly need armed backup, as in the local police and armed responses. We cannot do without them. And then we need funds. Nothing runs for free. It is obvious that we are going to need our own ongoing long-term funding to sustain our efforts against crime. Criminals fund their syndicates with our own money. Isn't that ironic? We need to create our own source of income if we wish to compete with them. We will have to find a way to make something affordable, even something like SID. We've got to look at this for the future. However, if you have a better solution, please let us have it as soon as possible. But then we also need a justice system that works. One that will stop favoring the rights of the criminal above the rights of the innocent victims, as I am currently experiencing. And lastly, we need the right people in the right positions. And what I mean by this is that we need a government and people in senior positions who are not just there for their own glory and personal gain, but people who are prepared to take full responsibility for the state of crime in this country. We, as the citizens of South Africa, should stand up for our rights and hold them accountable. We should stop criticizing and do something. No violence, follow the steps, but do something. How do we do this? And I want to send this message out very clearly. Politicians, both local and national, irrespective of the party, must understand that we, the voters, put them in their respective positions. And if they continue to fail in delivering, we will also use our powers to remove them from these positions in the next election. We are tired of listening to their excuses. It is time that we demand results from them. May the message we are trying to convey here tonight ring out loud and clear and be heard, not just in Cape Town, but all over South Africa. Let us remain positive, work together, and take back our suburbs. I would like to finish off with a beautiful quote by Angus Buchan when he stated, "It is not the violence of the few that scares me, but it's rather the silence of the many." Rest in peace, Jane. Thank you.